Now that we've learned how to turn and we've learned how to fold our arms, we're going to combine the two. I want you to take your arms and club in your hand, put them out in front of you. Now I want you to just turn and hitch a ride. Come back to the front and make sure your arms are in the right position. And when you turn, I want you to let your head turn also. Remember to watch the exercise section that's coming up because I'm going to be giving out additional tips while we're doing the exercises. Okay, let's do the exercises. Take your club in your hand. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Remember, we want to turn back toward the front and examine our arms to make sure they're still in the expected position. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Notice I'm letting my head turn as I also turn. I don't want to do this. We'll get to that later. We'll get to keeping your eye on the ball later, and really, I want you to keep your eye off the ball. We'll have a whole section on that. But for the moment, I want you to just let your head turn with your shoulders. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. The purpose of this drill is for you to learn to turn and keep your arms in front of your shoulders, not swing your arms back and forth. Keep your elbow up in front. It's basically, you're just doing the origami fold. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. You can see it's easy to forget to come back to the front with your arms in place so that you can see their status, but do keep your arms in place. One. Two. Three. Four. 5. Now, people have some questions about how I should start the turn with my arms. Should I keep them straight and fold late? Should I fold early? A lot of different theories on that. My take on that is it doesn't matter. The purpose of your backswing is to get you in a certain position at the top of the backswing. So if you get to that position in the top of the backswing, it doesn't matter if you start folding your arms early or late. The goal is to get to that specific position at the top of your backswing. So whenever you feel like starting to fold your arms, it's fine with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, one of your goals is to keep this arm level with your shoulders. I want you to practice that too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, forgot to come back. Now, I want you to remember that this arm stays just as tucked when you're making the turn as it did when you're just standing straight. So when you come back to the front, your trail arm should still be tucked. It should be tucked in on top of your chest. It should be like this, not like this. Bad, good. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, forgot to come back. 5. Again, I don't care when you start folding your arms. You can fold them early, fold them late. It doesn't matter. The point is to get to a specific position at the top of the backswing. Whatever helps you to get to that position, that's what I want you to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now remember, I want this wrist to stay flat at the top. Swap my watch out so you get a better view of it. This wrist stays flat at the top, across here. I'm gonna do it this way so maybe you'll get a better view. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I haven't talked much about footwork, but let's start talking about it now. When you're turning on this drill, I don't want you going up on the angles of your feet. I don't want you starting it on the inside. I don't want you turning this. I want you to basically try to keep your feet flat on the ground. That includes your heels. Heels down, the arch on there, the balls of your feet flat on the ground. Okay, not up on your toes, not back on your heels, just flat-footed. And stay flat-footed through the entire turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you're still not comfortable turning, go back and use the pipe some more to get a better feeling. If the lighter pipe doesn't work for you, use the heavier pipe. Just be a little careful of your back and make these turns standing up. But what we're trying to learn here and in the previous exercise was how to turn with your body. It should become natural for you to turn in your body without activating your arms in the turn. Just for a little bit more, far too many teachers teach that when you turn in the turn, you're slinging your arms back. You're going and trying to whip the club back. You don't want to do that. Remember, you just fold. Origami golf is just a folding motion, and your arms stay in front of your shoulders. Whatever angle your shoulders are at, that's where your arms should be. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, try to keep this arm parallel with the ground as well as your club when you come back at the top of your backswing or the end of your turn. This arm should be parallel with the ground, and your club should be parallel with the ground. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, We're almost done, so let's finish up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, excuse me, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you should know by now, the purpose of using the pipe is to let your body how to teach you to make the turn. So if you're thinking about how I'm supposed to make this body turn, if you're thinking, okay, move shoulders first, or I should move my hips first, stop. I don't want you to have any swing thoughts at all, even when you're doing this move. If you're thinking about it, I want you to go back, get the pipe, practice some more, and just practice till you can do it without thinking. Just let your body teach you how to make this turn. Your body, if you let it, will teach you the most efficient way to make a back turn. It's when you start trying to figure out, well, what should my body do first or second, or you start trying to sequence your swing, that you get into trouble. Let your body teach you how to turn. It's going to be different for everybody. We're not all the same. But the best way to learn that is let your body teach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try it from the side this time. Remember to keep your arms level with your shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should be getting a little tired at this point, and that's good. This is when your body is really going to start teaching you. Instead of thinking about what you're doing, listen to your body and listen to the feelings. Listen to how it feels to turn. Start to notice, what does my body turn first? Not what do I think I need to turn. What does my body do in the turn? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, Again, let your body teach you. Think about all of the amazing things your body does and has learned every day, from picking up objects to catching a ball. You don't have to think about it. Your body does it. Stop micromanaging your body's movements in the golf swing. If you let your body teach you how to do the turn, then you'll be much better. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, that's 100. You should notice I broke that up into 3 pieces. 2 reasons. One, the files get so big on my camera that they have problems. But the other reason is just so I don't overwork my back on these turns. So I'm doing about 35, take a break, and then come back and do another 35. And again, you want to take a break between every 5 exercises just to let your brain kind of reset. As I said, it's been shown that you learn more on repetitive exercises if you take a break every once in a while instead of just trying to run through all of them at the same time. Now, on a day like today, when the sun is low in the sky and you're casting a long shadow, I want you to try this drill. Just put your club in your hands. Take your stance. And I want you to look at your shadow and see the angle between the club and your arms. It's one of the few times, besides taking a picture of yourself, you can actually see it, but you can see it in live motion. Now I've got a moderate angle on here. What happens if we change that? Now I'm using what's called a middle thumb position. Well, let's say I go to a short thumb. I want to keep this in your fingers. We go to a short thumb. Just pull your thumb back as far as you can. Now take your stance and put the club down. You notice the angle between the club and the arms has almost disappeared. Even though I've still got the grip in my fingers, it's disappeared. Now most people will tell you if you're got this kind of angle, it's because you're holding the grip in your palm. That's not necessarily true. It can also be because you've got a short thumb. Let's turn that around. Let's go with a long thumb. Let's lengthen that out. In fact, let's make it so long it's sticking out the top of my hand. Still in my fingers though. Now what happens? Now you see I've got a huge angle between that shaft and my arms. So big that the heel is on the ground and the toe is off the ground. It has nothing to do though with whether or not it's in my palm or in my fingers. It has to do with where my thumb is. Now I normally use a medium thumb. It's kind of right in the middle. It's what I'm comfortable with. But the point is, you can use your thumb movement to adjust the angle where your club face sits on the ground. If you're constantly hitting your toe on the ground, you may need to go to a longer thumb, which will get your toe off the ground, or bring your toe up a little bit, or it may be just because you've got too short of a thumb. Of course, Hogan taught a short thumb, like I said, but when it's short, that toe hits and turns, and it's not a coincidence that slicing became really big after Hogan taught. But experiment around with your thumb length and see what you get.